Hello, everyone. I am Tacet, and happy I guess it's Merry Christmas Eve. Well, for some of you, it might already be Christmas, but Merry Christmas Eve, everyone. So, hope you've all been enjoying the holidays. I know I have been so far. Gosh, it's been such a busy holiday. But we did just finally get the video up. Hopefully the other one will be a little bit more on time than this one was, next week's one. As I mentioned earlier and a couple times already, Thursday will be our last stream of the year. That is in 2 days from now. So we'll be doing one for Christmas Day tomorrow. Right now we're doing one obviously for Christmas Eve, and then we'll have one last one for Thursday, which will basically be our final stream of the year. And we will have a special code for, not this stream, but we will have it for the next 2 streams, one for Christmas Day and one for the last stream we do before we end up closing out for the year. We will still be having some videos going up. I'm still in the process of pre-recording those, and those will be going up throughout the while I'm gone. Since I'll be gone from the 27th until the 6th. I should be back the night of the 6th. Should hopefully be able to stream that Monday stream. But we'll get a bunch of content up then and go from there. But anyways, guys, let's get into things. So, today, we have ourselves an absurd amount of Imperials right now, a double legendary. We got ourselves a red task and a blue task. We should probably take that immediately because we do not want to miss out on that. 2 Imperials is sitting there, and Imperials are pretty valuable these days, so we do want to clear these out. I guess I'll just run Key Team for the entire time. What level's our Slayer class these days? 60. It's starting to get to 70. It's making its rounds there. Am I a developer of the game? No, I do not work on Gems of War to any capacity. I am part of like their beta program thing. However, I don't get paid or anything for it. It's just a volunteer thing where they take some people from the community who give some feedback on beta testing whenever they end up doing it. But no, I don't work for them into any capacity. Though oddly enough, I do think I'm still the moderator on Steam. I don't think they ever revoked it. They just gave it to a few people a long while back. It's because they didn't want to moderate it themselves or pay someone to do so. So they just gave it to a few people in the community, and I think I still have it. So I could technically change like anything on their Steam page. Their Steam page is like not even really used that much though. Well, I can't change anything with the Steam page. Like I can't change the store page, but anything on the forum side of the Steam I can, which is kind of funny. So the Steam side of it's so dead compared to the main forum. The main forum's always been pretty active, but the Steam side has become relatively dead. It's still like ever so slightly used, but very, very slightly so. But anyways, hello everyone. Hope you've all been enjoying the holiday. Hello Bill. Hello Zeddicus. Merry Christmas Eve. Hello Humberto. Hello Isabel. Hello Sam. Merry Christmas. Hello Wagamora. Hello Jefferson. Let's see. Santa pinched a 6-pack and some cheese from the fridge. Nice. Hello Jirok. Hello Mobarashi. Hello Cantilland. Hello, Matt. Hello, Steve. Hello, Cookie. Hello, David. Hello, Michael. Hello, Jellybean. Hello, Outlander. Merry Christmas, everyone. Or should I say Merry Christmas Eve, though for some time zones, I guess it's already Christmas. Hello, Outlander. Hello, A.G. Walker. And hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so, oh yeah, we did just post a video. I wanted to get the video out before I started the stream, which is why the stream was ever so slightly late. Just because I wanted to go and cover the event video for the week since we still didn't get that done. And I still need to finish pre-recording all the stuff for while I'm away. But I have until the end of Friday to do that. Because my flight is until, well, I shouldn't say the end of Friday. Because I need to start sleeping at like 4 p.m. on Friday. Like a really weird time because I'm leaving right in the middle of the night. It's actually the latest I've ever left. I think I need to go on my flight by like 1 a.m. or something. It is super late, like right after midnight. I think the flight itself is at like 3, but of course you need to get there a little bit early. Not to mention TSA is probably still setting up, which will mean they'll be even slower. Probably not as much of a line, but they'll be slower since they're just getting started. I know when I was in Chicago around the time when they were just opening, they were like delightfully slow. Because everyone was just getting there and getting situated, and they were setting everything up as they were like going through everything. Oh no, that wasn't a stream. That was just the Monday event video. Did you say where you're going? Oh, I'm going to Chicago for the week, or I should say the weeks, until the 6th. It'll be the first New Year's ever I'm actually with friends rather than family, because normally I go to see family more often than not. Or I shouldn't say more often than not. Literally every time other than this year, I've gone to see family. Oh, except for last year too. Last year, well, I was still with family last year. I just didn't travel anywhere to see family. I just did it locally. Am I going to stream? Not while I'm gone. From the 27th to the 6th, I will not be streaming. The 26th will be our last stream of the year, at least until the 6th. The night of the 6th will be the first time we'll get back. Most likely. I'll be getting in around like 4 or 5 that day or so. Which means we'll probably still do the nightly, or, you know, the nightly stream that day. Hello, Jose. Welcome. Let's see. You just reached level 500. That's still not too bad for your second week. That's actually a pretty good level for only playing for 2 weeks. Like, if you hit a level 1000 within your first month of playing, that is way above average. It's definitely possible, though. But it's definitely above average if you reach level 1000 within your first week of, your first month of playing. And already be 500 after 2 weeks is pretty good. I'll take that for now. Grab a, we'll try for it right off the, actually, why don't we try for it off a chance? Might as well just take the guarantee one. Get our destroy in there, and then we can go for our other destroy right into a key and be good to go. I'll get our last little bit of gold, throw that down again. And key to key. Unfortunately, this has so many stats that it's actually going to live, isn't it? No, it does not. Good. So we'll go get an egg shield. Or deviled eggs. Actually, that's something else I'll be having tomorrow. Deviled eggs are so nice. I call this thing deviled eggs because it gains, as of gold leveling, it gains 666 to attack, what was it? To attack HP and armor. And I call it deviled eggs now, since it gains 666 while having, you know, being an egg. It's called dragon eggs, obviously. Let's see, we'll throw that down, and there it goes. And there's our one Imperial. And then we'll get the other one Imperial with some blues. Actually, we might be able to use those blues immediately. I don't think we've gotten Stormheim maxed yet. I think we would have been able to if we didn't put some of the upgrades into Merlantis. However, we did, so we're not all the way there yet, but I believe we might be now. Worst comes to worst, I might have some spare writs. We could always put it a little bit into blue, but probably not, because I feel like purple's still the only way to go with that. And just wait it out for all the other colors. Not to mention, we don't want to eat up too many Imperials. Actually, with that being said, maybe I don't even upgrade, maybe I don't even bother upgrading Stormheim. Because it's going to cost 2 Imperials to get that final level. And while I think we're about to go gain enough blues that we could go do it, I'm not sure if we actually do. Because that's going to use 2 Imperials, leaving us with only 4 Imperials. However, if we have 6 Imperials, that will allow us to do 2 additional Purple Kingdoms. You know what? I might actually hold on that then. Because it'd be much better to use them for purples. And now that we're going to be getting a slightly higher rate of purples, that's probably the way to go. Oh, that's just the redeem code. We'll have that soon. The normal code. That's the last normal code we're giving out this year, too. The rest will all be special codes for the rest of the year. Mostly because I don't even have any normal codes left. Oh, wait, never mind. That's not mine. Is it? 34 minutes ago. No, that one's actually not mine. Never mind. I forgot. I didn't actually use my last one yet. We will be this stream. But that wasn't me using it. That was someone else streaming, apparently. Not sure who that is. I assume Keylime? Though it might also have been what's her name? It definitely wasn't Salty. I'm almost guaranteed Salty's not streaming right now. But, I'm not sure who that is. But anyways, let's go and keep going. Let's go get our last of Imperials. Definitely highly advised to go get these things. They're so good. Deeds in general are. Do you think you should buy the daily Christmas thing? It's a little pricey for what it is. However, it does save a lot of time. But, I don't know. It honestly seems too overpriced. Well, overpriced in the sense that, I don't know, all you're really getting out of it's one metal deed. But you are getting a lot of gems, I guess, though, too. Or not one metal deed, one Nisha metal. Because, yeah, I didn't mention it yet on this stream. But you can buy a Nisha today. A whole full Nisha. Which takes like dozens upon dozens of hours to actually grind out. Probably even more than that. Feels like it takes like 100 hours per Nisha or something. But yeah, they are selling one for 50 bucks. I don't know. It's a lot of money just for a Nisha. Because it's 50 bucks. But if you break down the gem value and everything, I think it comes out to like 14 or 16 bucks or something. If you count the gem value as its normal money. Because if I'm not mistaken, every 2 cents is worth 1 gem approximately. So if you do that, that comes out to $36 worth of gems. And then the other $14 is the actual Nisha. So you have to pay $50 for the combination of them. Yeah, I know. It's pretty pricey. I feel like for some people, they'll find it worth it if you have a lot of money. However, I wouldn't really advise it too much. $50 is a lot of money just to throw out for one single Nisha. If they were selling just a Nisha for something like 15 bucks, I'd probably say it's worth it. But in combination with the gems, it's probably not. Like, it's not a bad deal. It's just a lot of money to be throwing out for something like that. I know, $50 for something like that is way too much for me. I tend to not spend that much on free-to-play games. We've been playing this game for 5 years, and I've probably only spent on average around $300-something. It comes out to like $60 a year, which is basically like a $5 membership per month is approximately what I paid on this game. And I try not going too far beyond that. Pretty much with every free-to-play game, I try not to go past like a $5 a month or so if I do end up playing them. Which is one nice slash somewhat nice thing that a lot of free-to-play games do these days. Is Gems of War actually doesn't have something specifically like that currently. But something that you can do every single month that lasts for an entire month that costs about $5. That gives you a lot of advantages in the game. The only big downside with them is that many games that have a feature like that, which Gems of War does not, it's almost mandatory to get it in order to progress properly within the game. A lot of free-to-play games I feel like these days are like that. And that's a somewhat benefit of Gems of War in that it doesn't have a mandatory like $5 thing that you have to buy every single month to be able to progress properly. But to a degree, I somewhat like them because many games that are set up like that, even though it basically forces you to have to spend $5 a month due to how the game is set up, once you do end up doing that, the game can pretty much be played normally without having to do any other microtransactions in most cases. So for that reason, I kind of like them, but, you know, the games that kind of force you to do so is the biggest problem with them. And that's probably one of the better benefits of Gems of War is they haven't implemented something like that. I wouldn't mind too much if they did, and I probably wouldn't even need it, but might still do it if they ever did. But, I don't know, Gems of War currently doesn't have something like that. A lot of mobile games these days are adopting that kind of thing, though. How you might spend $2 for a magic deed. Yeah, $2 per magic deed wouldn't be too horrifically bad. Still a little bit pricey, but you'll be getting some gems and other stuff too. So overall wouldn't be too bad. Because that's what I believe they were selling the other deeds at. However, purple's the only particularly noteworthy one due to its magic bonus. So you do have to keep in mind you need 30 per kingdom. So if you were to buy every single one of them, that costs $60 for an entire kingdom. And there's 4 of them you need to upgrade. And of course, it's limited how many you can even buy. But theoretically, if you were to buy all of them for a certain kingdom, it would cost $60. Unless they eventually did some kind of pack where they bundled a bunch of them together for cheaper. But you can also craft 2 per week, and you get 1 for free off of 11th of every single task. Actually, I think we've already finished out every single task. I believe we re-recruited back to full guild as well, yep. But yeah, we're already done with all the tasks this week. As far as guild is concerned, we actually got back to legendary tasks. Feels weird, we actually are getting legendary tasks. Not too many this time around. But that's also because a lot of people aren't as active due to the holidays. Being another factor in that. But anyways, let's go head over to faction. Faction, of course, being one of the main things we need to go do today. Actually, before I go do faction, I don't know, do we do invasions? Maybe I'll wait till tomorrow to go do invasions. Let's see. Yeah, because we'll almost be able to finish out tomorrow if we end up doing it that way. We'll definitely be past stage 11 at that point. So yeah, I think we'll skip over invasions for now. Of course, as far as invasions, you can just end up using this team that we ended up showing earlier. It's just the new, it's relatively cheap too. It's the new epic that ends up coming in, the Black DeJourn, which you just get from buying up the packs anyways. Defiance. The weapon is bought up just by doing the packs anyways, so you'd most likely already have the first and third troop. Defiance you get for free just by throwing a couple hundred seals at seal keys, so doing about a dozen or two of them will end up giving you a Defiance if you don't already have one. And then the only other thing you need is Urskila, which you can get off of Event Key Drop Table this week. And it's pretty much the only thing in the Event Key Drop Table that is worth going out of your way for. And that can easily get it down. Might as well do one battle. Well, after this, we'll go do the entirety of the faction event. And then finish out our kills, because today I actually have a kill. I have one of those special ones where we have to kill 150 of a certain color. And instead of getting a normal 20 gems, we end up getting 50 gems. Or sorry, 100 gems. Unfortunately, it does take a little bit longer. However, it's not that much longer. And it's actually nice that we got it on a day like today, because we have invasions today. And doing invasions, we'll get a good number of those brown kills in. So that's kind of convenient. Not all of them, but it'll definitely do a good chunk of it. Hello, Lucien! Welcome! Sorry, I didn't say hello. My bad. Hello, JF. Hello, who else did I miss hellos on? Hello, Jefferson. Hello, I think that was everyone. Hello, Ben. Hello, anyone who I might have not said hello to. Let's see. Gems of War has a form of subscription, but it's not a mandatory subscription. I was referring to ones that basically make it mandatory. Like the ones that are just so worth it that you have to go for them. Gems of War doesn't have one like that. Like, it does technically have like a $20 one per month that isn't too good, but it's like an option for people. But I'm talking about the games that basically you either buy the $5 subscription or however much they cost for, or you're not capable of playing the game or progressing properly. I'm referring to those kind of games. What am I going for here? We need to go for faction. So let's go into that. Fight. Oh yeah, let me copy paste the team from the video. We're going to be running the Gimlet version of Gargoyle this time around. There's a lot of versions that you can run with this. I like switching it up just so we're not running the same Gargoyle team every single time. It's like 3-4 versions of it. This is one of them. And we'll be rolling with this. Let's see. Faction Assault. Fight, and let's get into it. Let's go paste our team in. Paste. Okay, anything else we need to revamp? I guess we could change our class. I'll make it slightly slower, but I want the XP, so I might as well. We're Slayer class. Oh, so did I ever set the other perk? Yeah, I did. Not much of a benefit, but better than nothing. Okay, that should be fine. Don't think we need to change anything else. Should be good to go. Yeah, Gems of War does seem to have too many $50 offers. The only $50 offer they have that is worth it, like 100% worth it, is Death Knight. Every other $50 offer they've ever done seems not worth it, or at least to me anyways, for the most part. However, Death Knight 100% is worth it. Let's see, we'll go for that. Grab a Gargoyle. And can we get a random skull? Oh, I forgot to go buy enchant. I need to go do that. I was wondering why we didn't have as much mana. It's pretty noticeable almost immediately. There we go. Grab that. Now we have enchant. And probably need to buy that anyways, so might as well do it immediately. What do we go for here? We don't have a good convert, do we? I think it's still worth it, though. Just because that gives us the Gargoyle as our option. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go for Gargoyle. I kind of want to wait till the other guy got mana, but we just waste a turn. And we can also just skull poke and kill that way. Fortunately, no option for it. Now we do. Dead. Yep, thank you, Isabel. There's our Discord if anyone wants to go to it. I haven't been using it too much. I really need to be. Starting next year, I'll probably use it a lot more. I still didn't bother downloading the phone app for it either. I'll need to go do that. There's a bunch of apps I should probably get on my phone. Haven't been using it too much. So I'm definitely going to need it when I go on my flight. because it'll be the first time I have a connecting flight. And one nice feature that the American Airlines app has is it has like a map layout of the airport on the phone itself that you can just simply click as you're looking for your next gate. It's going to be very useful since I've never needed to actually look for the next gate before, which obviously I know how to find the gates, but when you have like a really set amount of limited time, it's nice that you would actually be able to have like a quick little map that you can look through the app, so that's pretty cool. Nice little feature. Let's see, we'll go for that. Hopefully it works properly. It better. Oh, we got a mountain. I'm still using physical tickets though. I don't trust using the phone as my ticket. Okay, we'll take this one out. Yeah, I would say a power orb is worth more than Initia. That is correct. And I also do agree that neither of them are worth $50. However, they never sell them individually. They always sell it with gems, which artificially bump up their prices. Because if you take out the gem value, they're selling Nisha for about $14. However, you have to buy it with the gem value that you might not necessarily need. Because I know I wouldn't need it. 1,800 gems mean basically nothing to me. Like, that would be obviously, like, semi-helpful, but it makes very little impact on our gigantic stack of gems. I literally threw down 700 gems yesterday to buy a bunch of those emoji packs that we didn't need. Like, it was nothing. Just because we have such an excess of gems. And in late game, you do accumulate them in a pretty healthy amount. It's one thing Gems of War has always been pretty good about. While they have cut them back a lot as of recently, the last few years, they still give a substantially high amount of premium currency compared to other free-to-play games. To the point that you never actually need to buy premium currency to still do everything that you need premium currency for. The only exception being you might be a little bit low for keys, but once you get past the point of needing troops, you get more gems than you're ever going to need for the content, as long as you don't overspend them. Because we've maintained over 20,000 gems for the last, like 2 years now or so, not longer. We've never really dipped down. I'll still be able to do basically everything we need to. Including some pricey things like upgrading hero classes and doing 2,500 pure factions. Why do they feel the need to inflate prices with gems? I'm not sure. They seem to always do that for all the offers. I guess because it's the other resource that people want the most. And gems, quite ironically, despite them being the premium currency in this game, don't hold that good of a value. It's because of how much they give to us for free. Which might be one of the reasons why they give so many. Because the premium currency in this game has one of the lowest values I've ever seen in a free-to-play game. It's not that it has no value, it's just relative to others, it's really, really low. How does the total Renown rewards gold work? How much gold reward do we get? For example, you're on 300 plus per day, so do you get 300 more? No. The way that Renown gold works is actually a really small amount of gold. If it says you get plus 5 gold, it literally means you just get plus 5 more gold per day, which is extremely low. But yeah, it does almost nothing, Renown gold. Like if it says you're getting plus 5, it means you're just getting 5 additional gold per day. So it would take you getting 5 of those in order to get 1 additional gold per hour, which is obviously the equivalent of near 0. Yeah, they made it really, really low for some reason. Like, if we go over to Underworld real quick, over to our Renown in any location, and go to our amount that we're getting 1,140 gold per day. And this is only going to give us 10 additional gold every single time we get that up. So we'd have to get that up 2.5 times in order for us, well, technically 3 times, in order for us to basically be getting 1 additional gold per hour, which obviously comes out to barely anything. And even this 1,140 extra income per day That's basically less than 1 PvP battle or 1 explore battle. It is very, very low how much extra gold that is. I'm not sure why they made this low. They could put an extra 0 behind it and it would still be pretty low. But, yeah, it's really low, to say the least. The ingots isn't too bad, though. 29 free ingots per day. It is completely random, and very rarely do you get higher rarity ones off it, but you can. Like, that one's okay. But the gold per day is pretty useless. Because to get that much gold per day, you could do that within, you can do that in under a minute, get that much gold. Probably even under a half a minute. Like, we can go do an explore battle right now. How much did it say? It said it gave us, 1,000 something. Let's even say 1,500 and be generous. We can gain that more in, like, 30 seconds here. Probably, like, double, triple that. So what we have to do is just go throw this down. You can do the same with PvP if you don't have access to his team yet either. Very similar on 2 trophy and 3 trophy PvP. For how much gold you could gain. Okay, can you give us an extra turn? I like how I show this as we're going slow. There we go. Grab that. The other thing. Still not too slow though. Looks like we'll finish in about 40 seconds. I know, it looks like probably closer to 30 seconds. We sped up there at the end. Oh, I clicked through it so quickly. Fail. I meant to go show the gold. But let's see. We can go look at the replay real quick. How much gold did we just get? I meant to keep it on that screen. We got 3,205 gold in like under a minute. And the whole thing of the underworld gives you like 1,000. Even with the highest possible renown that's possible right now. We just earned 3,205 gold in about under a minute. And this gives us 1,140, which is about a third that much over the course of an entire day. So this is a pretty trivial amount of extra gold. Even the entirety of that's pretty low. We gain 1,187 an hour, which is only, what is that, about 25,000 a day or so? Somewhere's around there. Maybe a little bit higher, more like 26,000. It's only like about 26,000 or so per day, gold, which is relatively low. I guess it adds up a little bit, but because you're getting it from so many locations. Obviously, Underworld not being the only location, you get it from a bunch of Kingdom upgrades and stuff like that too. But overall, it makes very little impact relative to how quickly you can farm gold. Because you can get that, the entire day's worth of gold within probably like 5 minutes in Explore or so. 5 to 10 minutes. Even when you have the max in the entire game, it's still not even that high. Relative to actually just going out of your way to farm gold. However, one interesting thing about that gold is it does stack forever. So I believe there is some kind of cap to it eventually. Like a cap of like 100,000 or 1,000,000 that you can take at one time. However, if you didn't play for like 2 weeks and you came back, you'll find yourself that all that gold actually stacked. Your tribute won't stack, but all the gold that you accumulate per hour does stack to a certain amount. I think either up to 100,000 or up to 1,000,000. I forget what its limit is, because most people will claim it before it's ever hit its limit, assuming that you're active. But it does stack to, I believe, one of those two values. I'm not sure which. So you can not play the game for like a couple weeks and have a gigantic amount of gold when you come back. Can we change our class in the game? Yes. You can change it on any of your teams. You just go under your troop menu, same way that you would change your banner. It's you can't do it while you're in a delve like this. However, if you're in any kind of normal troop menu, you can go over to class and then change your class to whatever. And you do it underneath this class menu here. Same way you change your banners or anything else. You just do it under this menu over here. It used to be in a different location, but now it's just right next to your banner and you set it per team. Every single team can be set to a different one. That used to not be the case, but yeah, it is possible now to set your team uniquely to every single team that you use. The only thing you can't do is change your hero class during factions. Like right now, while we're in this faction event, we cannot change it. We can change it on the next faction once we go into the next delve. However, for the duration of this delve, we're not allowed to change our hero class until we move on to the next one. There you go. And I will kill with the gargoyle. Oh, if it'll let me click. Actually, I should have just went for skull, would have been quicker. Oh well, not too big a deal. Hey, once we reach the first orb, let me go hand out a code. Almost there. Yeah, first orb will hand out the code. And then we'll have the super shiny code the next 2 days. Today will be a normal code though. For the other 2 days we'll have a really nice one. Because we actually don't have any codes left other than those really nice ones. After I hand out the normal one today. But we do give them out on occasion. And Christmas is definitely a good occasion to hand one out on. Any other days, mostly just because it'll be our last stream for like 2 weeks or so. Because after this Thursday, our next stream won't be till the following week's Monday. Not next week, but the week after that. Okay, we'll take our yellow over there. Do we have a good convert? Not really. Grab the brown for now, get him out and going. Grab a gargle. What else do we need? I'll take the yellow for now. Get the convert right over there. And he's already dead. Oh, we didn't even need a follow-up. The board was so perfect for it, too, and it was still our turn. Oh, well. And this room's actually not too bad. It's pure gold. It actually has the highest gold of any delve room. It has a 2,000 base gold, which increases by your multipliers. So if you have something like a 3 times multiplier, that'll be a 6,000 gold. So right here, we end up gaining what? Yeah, 6,800 gold for the single room. That's a lot of gold. Plus, we still get our base gold. So 7,000 something gold for a single battle. That's not too bad at all. Yeah, it was around 7,500 gold for a single battle. Definitely adds up. Obviously, this one will be a lot lower. That room just has the highest base gold of any delve room in the entire game. Cedric overall does gain more gold, though, throughout the entirety of the delve. However, for a single battle, it actually has the highest battle delve gold. Like, that one was only about 1,100. Under your player card, it says Giant Hero. Can you change that? Yes. The hero you can't change. Your hero will always be considered a hero. However, your other type can be changed. It's dependent on what hero class you're using. So given that you're a giant, that means you're likely using either Titan or Warlord, because those are the only 2 giant hero classes. Probably Titan, I assume. But that changes based on whatever hero class you're using. You can see what typing they get underneath the hero menu. It's all the way over in the right. It's a little bit hidden, but it is shown underneath the hero class menu for any unlocked hero class you have. You go under right over here. Oh, gain Slayer level as well. But you go under to class. You click on the class itself. Then you click on class info. And right over here, it tells you what it is. It tells you what kingdom it counts as. And it tells you what typing it is. So as you can see here, this hero class counts as a Drakzoom troop, while also counting as a dwarf. So whenever we use a Slayer on our team, it should say Dwarf Hero. So if we click on our thing here, you can see it says Dwarf Hero. And this is the kingdom that it gets associated to, Drakzoom, as I mentioned. So it counts as a Drakzoom for the kingdom, and it counts as a dwarf as its typing. And every single hero class has a double combination like this. The kingdom is always based on the kingdom where you obtain the class from, and the typing is generally the most used typing within the kingdom itself. In that case, dwarf. But yeah, that's applicable to every single hero class. And you just check that menu to see which ones they specifically have. Not every single typing exists yet, but a good majority of them do. Oh yeah, you're still in early game, I forgot. You do want to go get yourself a Titan soon, though. It's all the way in top right, underneath Stormheim. It's highly advised to use. It's the best hero class in the entire game. It's also the most versatile hero class in the entire game. Which is one of the reasons why it's the best as well. You can use it for literally everything. And it scales very well into higher level content. Can I say that again, but slower? You go underneath the troop menu, all the way to the right, and it tells you the typings for the troop itself. The kingdom typing is based on whatever kingdom you got the hero class from. And the unit typing is generally whatever is the most used unit within the kingdom. Both of them are shown all the way on the right of the class page right there. If you have any other questions, let me know. Leprechaun instead of Gimlet. Oh yeah, we can use Leprechaun here, can't we? Yeah, you can if you want to. Either would work. I just figured since our whole team uses brown anyways, that's a little bit better doing this way. Leprechaun you tend to only use if you're using almost every color across the spread of your team. Or for the more higher consistency. But one nice thing about having enchant, and one of the reasons why you normally might see me use a convert rather than a Leprechaun, possibly in delves, is mostly because if we already have an enchant active, even if we don't have a good starting board with our convert, we still get mana. Whereas with something like an explosion, the reason why you use Leprechaun is so you can get that quicker mana start. But it's not as important when you're doing a team like this, since you're going to be getting mana regardless of your board being good or not. Since you'll be getting 2 mana per turn regardless of this situation. And this just allows to burst to full mana. That and Leprechaun, as I mentioned, mostly only benefits if your team is using 5 or 6 colors. And in this case, we are not using that many colors. Even if we use Leprechaun, we'd only be using 4 colors across our team. He's still useful in some situations, even when you are using less colors. But this is not one of them. But you could still do it. Like, there's nothing wrong with using Leprechaun. Like, Leprechaun is never a bad option. It's just he's better in some situations than others. Yeah, quite literally every team in the game could use Leprechaun, theoretically. There's no bad team for him. For the most part. Unless you're deliberately trying to make a bad team for him. Okay, we don't have a good convert here. So let's take that for now. Get our mana up automatically. No point in going for that yet. Too bad it doesn't have cleanse attached to it, like a Mercy does. At least that's Enrage though. So we can end up going right into one shot with it. It's not always needed, but it can help. However, the hero cost we're using right now doesn't really need the extra Enrage. If we're using Titan or something, it would. Yeah, 2 times Tesla. 2 times Tesla does work for this faction. I'm not using it right now because it would only really be particularly good if you're scaling a little bit further than this. Like, I wouldn't really use it on the really low battles. But, yeah, you can get away with Tesla here. Double Tesla if you so choose. I'm just running standard gargoyles. Just because more often than not, this just seems to work out the best. Or I feel like it personally does. Okay, he's gonna move our team. I'm not sure if I want to move them back or not. I might just leave them as is. We still have a tank up front, so it shouldn't matter much. It's only for one battle anyways. Merry Christmas, Ben, and welcome. Yeah, it's still Christmas Eve by me. Our actual Christmas stream is technically tomorrow, because I'm considering this as Christmas Eve. Because it's not even Christmas in my time zone until like 3 hours from now. Yeah, some people have Christmas now. But tomorrow will be our actual Christmas stream. As well as our second to last stream of the year. With Thursday being our last. Oh, we have no good option here. The struggle of having Mountain Crusher all the way in the back. Or almost all the way in the back. Do you wish there was a way to preview the classes before you get the chance to unlock them? That would be pretty convenient. Though it doesn't take too long to unlock them. It can be a little bit tedious going through all the kingdoms. However, I highly advise doing it this weekend if you don't already have them all done. Or even save them for this weekend if you want to. And just focus on other pieces of content for now. Mostly because you'll have a gnome event. And quest lines can be taken down quicker than pretty much any piece of content in the game. And you still end up getting gnomes for them. However, you only have a very limited number that you can do. So saving them for a gnome event can be pretty strategic. Same as the challenges for the same reason. In that you can farm gnomes at quite a quicker rate. Simply by having super quick kills that you can take. While being able to farm gnomes. But yeah, this weekend is a Vault event weekend. Which I believe is your first Vault event weekend. Since you said you started about 2 weeks ago. Because it only occurs about once every month. So you definitely haven't had one yet. Basically what they are is for an entire weekend. And this weekend is that. From Friday reset until Monday reset, so 3 days, you'll be able to get a higher chance of finding gnomes, which you've probably seen before, some amount of gnomes in battle. However, you'll have a much higher rate of finding them by about 3 times, as well as about a 3 times higher rate for vault keys, meaning about a 9 times overall higher rate for gnome keys if you combine the 2 values together. And yeah, you can end up getting a lot of, did I say gnome keys? I meant vault keys. But you'll be able to get a lot more vault keys than normal. Also being able to find more gnomes, which means you'll be able to get pet battles quicker if you're doing PvP, or anyone in your guild is. You'll also be able to go and get a lot more gem-related resources, like a bunch of Glory Alpha Glory gnomes, a bunch of what other things? A bunch of vault keys, which have a bunch of gem-related resources in it, and a bunch of good resources in general, and a bunch of other useful value things as well. Oh yeah, we ended up upgrading Gargoyle to elite level. Or I think we did, didn't we? If I haven't yet, I definitely should. Did I not upgrade it yet? Hold up, I'm pretty sure I did. If I didn't, I need to. I didn't! I should go do that. How have I not yet? Hold up. I should go do that. I thought I did earlier. I never even realized I didn't. But yeah, out of every epic in the entire game, Gargoyle has the best value to go get upgraded. And I haven't even done it yet. Yeah, let me go do that right now. What am I looking for? I'm looking for, where's the team? There it is. Yeah, let's go upgrade our Gargoyle. I can't believe I haven't done this yet. We definitely have enough for it, that's for sure. And it does gain a decent amount of stats. Across doing all of these, we'll end up gaining 4 magic and 4 attack. Which isn't too much in the sense of delves, but hey, it's better than nothing. And since we were using 2 of them, it'll stack to both. Also, I used 3 Medals of Arachnia there because I obviously don't want to waste a Medal of Anu. Oh, there we go. Gold medal Gargoyle. Not sure how I haven't done that yet, but there we go. He's probably the only epic I would say is actually worth upgrading. There might be a few others here or there, but he's probably priority number 1 for most people. It's getting Gargoyle to elite. Mostly for delve purposes, however, he is useful somewhat outside of those. Especially since you can max him out pretty early. Since he is a delve troop, you can get enough epic copies of him pretty early on in the game in order to go, well, not extremely early in the game, but you know, earlier than most other epics, you'd be able to get him to max. Meaning you can go and medal him even quicker. Because unlike some things in the game that take forever to go and get the copies to get it mythic, since it is a delve troops in general will be the easiest things as far as rares to legends are concerned to be able to get to mythic, simply because you can focus them down with chaos shards at any point. It's basically like having event keys that can run at any time, at any point for them, which ends up making them way easier to obtain than anything else in the game that aren't associated to factions. Alright, this is a really bad board. I'm just going to take the brown and give him the purple. I don't think it's going to matter much, since we can just go right into this. Get our double kill, find a skull, and then he'll just die. That's full mana. Actually, let me go get the convert. Get even more right there. Get our double gargoyle. Hopefully get a random skull and be good to go. Or I should have grabbed that actually. It's not too big a deal though. We just gargoyle him again, dead. Yeah, it's around 9:21 in my time currently. Is there a website or forum that tells what the benefits to each class are? I don't know. Is there a concise list for that anywhere? I want to say Gems Award database. However, I think Terran's World has it too. Let me double check. Does Terran's World have a thing for that? I believe it does. Let's see. What am I looking for? I'm looking to return to main page. Let's X out these. Those I need for the thumbnail. I'm done with those now. What am I looking for? I'm looking for troop spoilers, weapon spoilers, class. Let's go to class spoilers. Go to show all classes. I believe this page shows it properly. It's a little bit buried here, but it should show it. Yeah, it shows it all the way to. Shows the typing to the left. Where did it show the kingdom? And then it shows the kingdom with the icon. Does it actually say the text of it though? I don't think it does. That's weird. Oh yeah, it does. It says over to the left. I see. It says all the way in the kingdom section. But yeah, this page right over here should have all that info. Looks like it does. It's a little bit weird to read, but it has all the info that you're looking for laid out nicely. Yeah, that link right there has all that info in alphabetical order. The kingdom is all the way to the left. The typing is a little bit towards the right of it. And a bunch of other infos too, all the way to the right of it. Do we have convert here? Yes. Grab that. Yep, no problem. Oh yeah, only my moderators can post links. And there's no settings on YouTube to change that. Just to make sure that bots don't end up doing it. Yeah, I can't even change that if I wanted to. Only myself and moderators can actually post links to chat specifically. It's a feature that YouTube has by default with no way to change it. And the main reason they don't have a way to change it is for safety reasons. Because bots used to be a pretty big problem on the platform. I don't feel like it is anymore. Like we haven't seen a bot come to our page for like a year and a half now, it feels like, or a year. But they used to be a pretty big problem in the past. Okay, we got a really good convert right off starting board. Grab our other brown. Get a mountain down. And it was gargoyle to gargoyle. Should be good to go. Oh yeah, I never did give out a code. I said once we hit 4 orbs. I'm pretty sure we hit 4 orbs. I mean, the first orb at the 4th thing. I did say I would at that point, and yep, we're already past it. Okay, let me go hand out a code. I did say once we got this orb, I'd give it out. Oh, we got a purple too. 135 gems right there. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the code. The almighty final code. Which should be this one right here. Watch it not work. Nope, it worked. Nice. Yep, that's our final normal code. And then we just have special codes, which we'll have tomorrow and the other day. Because now we're out of codes, or at least normal ones anyways. Also, I'm starting to run out of special codes too. Not even sure how many we have left. I know we have some amount left, but it's running really low. But anyways, let me go post this over to the thing, make sure it works. It should. I don't see why it wouldn't. And here you guys go. Right over here. There you go. That should work. Here's a redeem code. Use on gemsofwar.com for the game code section. Your invite code can be found underneath your settings menu, whatever your game says right over there. And redeem code is right over there in chat. And it gives us the same reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. And it only works on PC mobile version. There you guys go. Okay, next thing. Let's go and finish out. We still need to go get all of our brown kills. 2 main objectives. Get all the brown kills we need, and then go get all, or I should say, finish out finish out the faction assault of Crypt, and finish out Delves, and then we go finish out the brown kills. And we can easily go finish out the brown kills on Urskea by farming some Explore, obviously, since that kingdom is actually pretty heavy brown to begin with, so it works out quite decently for doing that, since we'll already be wanting to explore there anyways. We'll also be able to get a lot of brown kills. Hello, Phoenix, welcome. Why is the reward always the same? Because it's easier for them to do so. However, we will be having a special reward for them tomorrow and the following day. They'll have 25 gems, 5,000 gold, and I forget what else is in it. But it's quite a bit better loot than what it normally has. And we'll have one for Christmas, and we'll have one for our final stream of the year, which is the day after Christmas. Oh, why'd I do that instead of converting? That was a weird move. Mistakes were made. That's a big deal, though. Hey, that's one of the other reasons for using Gimlet here. I knew there was a really other specific reason why I'm using Gimlet. It's not just because I want to have a convert. One of the reasons I'm using Gimlets is the first and final battle of Crypt has a troop that converts all green to purple. And if we convert all green to brown prior to him doing so, it greatly reduces his value. I forgot to mention that. I knew there was a reason I said that, other than just the fact that it works for this team. But it's specifically to counter out the first and final battle. Because he converts green to purple, but we can convert green to brown instead. Making it so we can't convert any greens to purple, since there'll be basically none on the board after we convert it. Hello, Strodium Cats! Merry Christmas! Yeah, tomorrow we'll celebrate Christmas on stream. I need to go find my Santa hat. I don't know where it went off to. I know I have one. I actually have multiple. I have no clue where they are. We didn't end up setting up everything for Christmas supplies, so they might be buried in some box somewheres. I need to go find that later. Whoa, that just completely ruined the thing. I need to go fix that dimension ratio. I hate that those are still grabbable. Okay, let me go fix that, because it's all over the place now. Oops, whoa. I just messed it up like a billion times more. Okay, let me go and, what happened to our rewards? I'm pretty sure we still got them, they just became invisible. But anyways, let me go and fix the thing now. Yeah, it's definitely off. We're 720. There we go. Fixed. Okay. Anyways, back to the Delph. That's probably a treasure room in the corner, so we'll probably take the 1.3 first. Yeah, it's 1.3 to 1.3. Actually, we got two 1.3s. Nice. So we take that, and then take the final room. 3 1.3s in a row. What is the best convert troop? Do you mean empower convert, or do you mean like double convert? There's quite a few different versions of convert. The best double convert is situational. However, overall, it's probably considered Divine Ishbala, if you consider every factor about her. And the best single convert off of Empower is probably still Mercy, to be honest. It was, I believe, the first one of them, and still the strongest, because she has a couple benefits to her. She has Cleanse All Allies. She has Heal Weakest Ally, both of which are insanely good abilities. And not Heal, actual HP gain, which is better than Heal. As well as converting all yellow to purple to yellow, I mean. So she's probably one of the better ones. However, which one's the absolute best in a certain situation can vary a lot, depending on what mana your team needs and what colors they use overall. But I would say that overall, Divine Ishbala is probably best double convert, and Mercy best single convert off of Empower. Okay, I'll grab that for now, if it'll let me click. And now he can't do anything with his ability. Well, I still got one little value because there's one on the board. But it reduces down its effectiveness by a lot. Now we gargle. Get a mountain, do the other gargle, and that's pretty much match. Remember that one day Salty gave Tacet the Terror one batch of 25 gems in them? Yes. That's basically what what happened. That's why we still have those super ultra special codes. She accidentally gave me a whole batch of codes for an entire month that were accidentally 25 gem ones. And now we just hand them out ever so occasionally for special occasions. I think we've only ever handed out about 7 of them, I want to say. But, yeah, whenever we like run out of codes, occasionally we'll hand those out. And for special occasions, we obviously hand them out, which is mostly what we've been handing them for. Like the previous one, I don't think we handed out till the 5-year anniversary of Gems of War. Now we're doing one for Christmas, and then another for our last stream of the year. What do we grab here? We'll take the blue. Actually, we don't need anything from that blue, but we didn't really have any value off anything else. Let's get them out and then get things rolling. Now we can get value. Okay, I definitely need to kill the summoner. He summons a pretty weak summon, but still want to kill him out. He's always summons his meat shield, which has almost 0 attack. It actually has a base attack of 0, but doesn't actually have 0 attack because it gains extra stats from its difficulty. Same reason why the players doesn't have 0 attack on it, even though it has a base attack of 0. Obviously, we gain a bunch of attack benefits from various kingdoms and stuff like that, which increases it beyond 0. Yeah, we'll get the convert there. Grab our last little bit of brown, which gets our mountain rolling. You can see useless convert since we already converted away his color. Get our gargoyles. That could be annoying. Hopefully it doesn't end up getting it down. I'm gonna have to ignore it for now. And hope we can just go poke it. We have enrage, so we can just hit through it. And dead. And worst comes to worst, we could just gargoyle it. It does have 65% score reduction, but enrage hits through traits, so it doesn't matter. And even with 65% reduction, I think that still would have been enough even without enrage. There we go. And now we just have 2 more sets to go through. Or technically 3, if depending on how our things fall. We're like 2.5. Let's keep getting them down. That'll get us about 100 brown kills total. And then from there, we just need to go to explore for a little bit and go get the last little bit of brown kills for the achievement for today. I don't think everyone has that. It's just me. It's based on random luck, the top value. The bottom 3 is consistent for everyone. The top one is not, though. So I'm pretty sure you guys didn't get a brown thing. Did you? Pretty sure you didn't. Some people might have, but it's it should be set per person, not per per day. The bottom 3 are set per day. The top one is set per person. For the adventure board, that is. And dead. If we can actually get a poke, there we go. Okay, I'll take this one. Grab our converter. Get a last little bit of brown there. Get our gargoyles going. And I'm gonna hold on mountain for now. Just because we might randomly get skull. Yeah, exactly so. That's why we go for it. Okay, we got a 1.4 over there, got a 1.2, 1.2. I guess we'll take this one. Even though it's treasure room. It's such a high multiplier that I might as well go for it now. But yeah, I can't believe it's already Christmas Eve. It does not feel like Christmas Eve. But it is already. Time has just flown by like the later end of this year. Pretty much this entire year in general. I don't know, time in general just feels like it's going by quicker. The struggles of getting older. Let's see, we'll go for that for now. And that should be dead. Yeah, I take the two 1.2s, take the 1.15 in top right, and then the 1.1 in top left. Actually, we don't know what value it is, but it's 1.1 or 1.15. It's higher chance to be a 1.1, which is why I say 1.1. However, this delve does have quite a few rooms that can be a 1.15 for it. Like the really annoying Dust Devil room. The Dust Devil room is actually somewhat beneficial in that you can reset your team with it. However, if you already are set correctly on your team, it's just a time waste. Ah, we got a Gimlet. That was one of the original pets adds to the game. Also, we just gained another level on Slayer. Nice. I was wondering why our team's going a little bit slower too. It's because we're using Slayer instead of Titan. Okay, let's get that down. Grab gargoyles. And then we just have to deal with the other one. We probably just kill it with Mountain at this point. The explosions alone should kill him into bleed. One of the good things Slayer can do is stack a few bleeds to actually get some damage per turn. Damage over time effects seem to be pretty bad overall in Gems of War though. Mostly because they don't upscale. Which means a lot of higher level contents don't really ever use them. Especially late game and just higher between late game and higher level content. In neither instance do they really work. Because every single damage over time effect in Gems of War does not scale. Poison is always a 50% chance to do 1 true damage regardless of what point you are in the game. Burn always does 3 damage per turn regardless of what point you are in the game. And Bleed always does 1, 3, 6, 10 regardless of what point in the game you're in. At no point do they scale upwards. Be interesting if they ever do add a mechanic like that. Like Poison doing 10% their HP. Or Burn doing like 10% their armor. Or 3 plus 10% their armor or something like that. And other things like that. Would be kind of interesting to see what they would do to upscale them. A couple of them upscale pretty well. Like Entangle does, Mana Drain what does, Silence does, stuff like that. But any of the damage over time ones do not scale well until late game. And definitely not for higher level content. Pretty much as soon as stats get over 100 total durability, they start losing almost all their effectiveness. We're already at 150 durability here. And we're not even deep in delves yet. This is more towards the lower end. They're still already above that value threshold. Oh no, he's webbed, but that's still enough damage to kill. Actually, we have Enrage too. Good one for Skull. That works too. Fortunately, got moved off the Death Devil or whatever ended up doing us on the other battle. Amplify spell effect does exist. That's what Fairy Fire is for. There is no double stats effect though. But Amplify damage does exist. It's Fairy Fire. It does 50% spell damage increase. It doesn't affect stats effects, but it affects it affects any magic-based damage that you do. But Queen of Titania being the best option for it. Which is why I consider one of the 3 things to upgrade in the game. Or not to upgrade in the game, to upgrade with legendary things. But I consider her, well, yeah, she's the second best thing to use Anus on. I consider Yagwe to be better than her in that regard. And she's like the second or third best thing to craft with diamonds. In which case I'd probably put that priority order in, as far as legends are concerned. Dragon Soul, Yagwe, then Queen of Titania. And then every other legend is not worth crafting. Only those 3. And the rest you use from mythics, of course. Which is why you don't bother crafting that many legends. Even those 3 you would want to avoid ever crafting to craft. But if you've been playing the game for a couple months and you still don't own those 3 troops, or any of those, one of those 3, you probably want to consider crafting if you see it around. Because they're pretty core troops, particularly earlier on in the game. Particularly Dragon Soul earlier on in the game. Dragon Soul is an absolute powerhouse in early game. The second you get it, it does 20 damage to all enemies. Which just like in the game doesn't seem like much, but when you're a newer player, that's pretty substantial. Given that your magic and other stats are quite a bit lower than what you'd be seeing on ours, of course. Though it does require you to use dragon teams, but even in that context, it still works out nice. It's not like dragon's a bad typing. It's not the best typing in the game. It's definitely not the worst. Probably a little bit above medium. The biggest thing holding dragons back is dragons don't have that good of a synergy with the dragon hero class, oddly enough. And the other big issue is they don't have half mana start, which is the biggest issue that most typings have as far as their viability. Like Daemons used to be good, and they would be again if we got 50% Daemon start. But without 50% Daemon start, they just can't outclass a lot of other typings in the game. And even with it, they wouldn't be one of the strongest either. Elemental is probably the overall strongest typing in the entire game right now. Mostly because it has 50%, a really good 50% troop, plus having a lot of good elementals off of mythics. Only real big thing it's missing is the elemental hero class. However, there's so many good elemental non-hero class options that it's it doesn't really matter that there's no hero class for it. It would be beneficial, but it's not required for it to function. There we go, another one down. So what are we on, 8 right now? That means we're almost done. Yeah, we're on 8. And hopefully we'll get all the rewards there, and then we just need to do probably one more cleanup battle, and then we go do a few more battles to get the last of our brown kills. And I said we'd reach about 100, and we're already slightly past that, so that works, nice. That's not what I wanted. Where's dungeons? It replaced my dungeon location, because now we have a pet. I think it always prioritizes putting the most limited event in that location, on that really first slot. And because the pet only lasts for 1 hour, whereas this event still goes for like 5 more hours, it prioritizes putting the pet there, rather than the faction event. Once that pet goes away, it will probably show the faction event there again. Or I believe that's how it works. Or of course you could also just click over to the actual event thing itself. And it'll do the same thing. Oh yeah, something similar to Fairy Fire but for stats effects would be kind of interesting. However, I don't know how applicable it would really be compared to just buffing up the stats effects themselves. Because even if you doubled the effects of stats effects with damage over time, that wouldn't help most of them. That would help bleed the most, but the other ones wouldn't really become viable with that. Only bleed would. Because 20 true damage per turn, which would be very broken. That'd actually be really funny. You'd be able to kill most things within, you know, 5 turns or less, pretty much. Like, most content has under 100 HP, unless you're upscaling in any kind of content. But if you're, like, in a PvP situation or something, other than, like, giant teams and a few other situations, your enemy team will have under 100 HP in most situations in the current state of the game. Even if not, if it did 20 damage per turn, then that would only take another additional turn, which isn't much at that point. Yeah, I'm really surprised how ineffective bleed is overall. It seemed like a mechanic that could have had a lot of potential. The biggest issue that currently exists with bleed is, other than hero class, there's basically nothing that can both bleed and do true damage simultaneously. And Slayer hero class isn't even particularly good for it either, nor are any weapons particularly good for it. I think they were afraid to make true damage bleed just because they didn't want to make bleed too overpowered. But in doing so, they made it too underpowered. Because quite literally 0 options exist that do both true damage and bleed, which doesn't make any sense at all. Because the two mechanics are basically meant for each other. Yet they have 0 instances of it in the game. Which doesn't make sense. Well, once those do start popping in, which they eventually will, particularly if a good mythic ever comes in with it, bleed will start to become viable. As well as true damage again. But as it currently stands, bleed is not that viable of an option. And it likely will be into the future. We'll just have to see and wait and see what they add going forward. I'm pretty sure the game will eventually power creep to the point where that would be viable for them to add. The game has always been power creeping. It happens slowly over time, but it does power creep. The only big issue with how they power creep is they don't rebalance older stuff. Like, I don't mind power creep in games, but the biggest issue that normally has, which Gems of War has as well, is devs tend to not rebalance the older content to match the newer content. And that's one of the bigger issues Gems of War has with this power creep, is that a lot of older content does not get updated to be scaled with the newer content. Which ends up making the newer content quite a bit more overpowered than anything that has existed prior, slowly over time. It's really noticeable to the troops that haven't been touched for like 4 or 5 years. Like Lady Sapphire and stuff. Troops that quite literally gain a stat value that's a single-digit value. Things left over from when the game was in like 1 or 2 digits. Like literally having stats within 1 digit's range. Way, way back when the game first started. Like some of them have moves that are that dated. Okay, is that all the points we needed? I believe so at this point. No, it is not. One more battle will do it. We'll take this middle battle, and that'll be that. That'll give us our last orb. Now we need to go get some more brown kills. Okay, nothing good here. Let's take a swell for now. Eat a nice little brown. Get her over there. Grab our double guards. I should have taken it from top. Could have already won. Whoops. Oh, one skull. We'll take it. There we go. He actually took a skull in the way that gave us follow-up. Very nice. Thanks for that. And there we go. Grab our last loot. Anything good? Nice! Double purple. 270 gem value. Very nice. But that was a pretty successful delves then for today. Now the only other main thing we have to go do is farm up the... Oh wait, did we have anything good we could use for red? I haven't really dedicated to an next red. I believe I'm hoarding red until we get a new red faction. The next best one would be Wild Plains. I end up going for Mist of Scales. Wild Plains and Mist of Scales are both good to go for. But I think at this point, instead of putting into Wild Plains, we end up saving our red, get another 11, and wait until we get a faction. Or, you know, a red associated to a faction. Because we only need one more red deed, which we'll have next Monday. So definitely before we ever get another faction. And next faction is going to be brown for Urskea. But I think we just wait until we get a next red faction. And then throw all of our reds into that faction. And by then we should have 30 reds to go throw into that faction. Though technically to get pure faction bonus we only have to go to 14, not 15. But if we're already going to 14, might as well go to 15 for the extra stat. But I might hold off a little bit just because I want to save Imperials for the purple ones. Once we finish all the purple ones or have enough Imperials for the purple ones, any excess Imperials we have beyond that point we can start using for that. So right now I actually need 9 Imperials. I need to start saving up. We currently have, what, 6 I believe? How many Imperials do we have right now? Because I need 9 total. Until any excess beyond that we can start using for other things. But yeah, we have 6 right now. So I need another 3 Imperials before we start upgrading anything that isn't a Purple Kingdom. Because right now we need 3 Imperials for Karkaroth, 3 Imperials for Darkstone, and 3 Imperials for Bladed Lands over the next month or 2 or so. And maybe even the next few months. And in case we don't get more Imperials in that time, I do want to make sure we hold off a little bit on upgrading anything else to make sure I have enough Imperials for those 3. And to go from there. So how many purples do we have right now? Probably almost 0 since we just used up almost all of them earlier. Not sure which one of these 3 I'm going for next. I might hold off just a little bit because one of these might be getting a delve soon. And if one of them is going to be getting a delve soon, we'll probably know next patch, which is coming sometime next month. At that point, I'll probably determine which one I want to put my purples in next. Just because we would want to do it into whatever next faction is that's purple related. Did you go 15 Zolkari? Yes, 15 Zolkari should be done. If you've gotten every single green so far, you should have gotten it. Even if you didn't get every single green, we have 14 of excess right now. So it's like half a kingdom's of excess. So a lot of people should have this upgraded if you've been playing since deeds were added to the game. Most people probably have Zolkari maxed. But if not, yeah, a lot of greed deeds. I think we've gotten one of the most amount of greens compared to any other color. I'm not sure which color we actually got the absolute most of, but I feel like green's one of the higher ones. But anyways, let's go do explore for the rest of the time. I'm not even sure if I'm going to go for this pet. I only really need it for its food. I don't need the copies of it. So let me just go for the explore for now. We need to go get enough brown kills until we finish that, so I need 37 more brown kills, which in our scale shouldn't be too long because almost the entire place is brown. As I say that, we're up against only one brown, but every battle should average like 2 or 3, even though we did just find a battle with only one here. This isn't the best place to be farming for brown, however, obviously it's the place we normally farm, so might as well. And it has a decent amount of brown. Not the highest, but a good amount. There's only 5 magic kingdoms. 4 of them are purple and 1 of them is green. Zolkari is green, and Silverglade, Karakarov, Blighted Lands, and Darkstone are all purple. Which is why purple is so sought after. It is the most valuable deed, due to there being 4 magic kingdoms that are purple. Why don't I try Pure Faction anymore? I have on occasion. I just kind of semi-gave up with it, but we will be still trying it more into the future. Starting next year. But yeah, we can be doing the low-level ones for hero class leveling. There's a new feature that was added the most recent patch. Though they're not as easy as level 20s, since they make you do level 50s. But they're still easier than doing a 500, obviously. Now we'll go get a whole nother set after this, and that set should be enough brown kills. As I mentioned, we are averaging about 2 kills per thing. Or 2 brown kills, I should say. And if anyone still has any other questions or anything you want me to go over, let me know. Is there a usage scenario for Siren? Siren used to be used with the old Goblin meta. Other than that, she wasn't really ever used for much. But yeah, I think the thing that got her most popular in recent times, though it's not really the most viable thing these days, but it's still a relatively cheap team, it's Nobbin Brothers, Fizzbang, Grappapot, and Siren. It's mostly only used as a Guild War Defend. However, it's a Guild War Defend that is decent, that doesn't use any mythics. However, ever since Gobtruffle came into the game, that team has been used pretty much never. Just because Gobtruffle is the better version of it. However, it is theoretically possible to set both a Gobtruffle defend team for Guild Wars and a normal Siren Goblin team, because none of them actually have overlapping troops most of the time. What is my hero class leveling? What do you mean on that? We were leveling Slayer earlier. We ended up getting to 63, I believe, by doing the dungeons, which means we only have 2 hero classes that are below 70, and both of them are 60 something. So good evening, James. Welcome. Happy Christmas Eve, or Christmas for some people, since it's already that time for some time zones. Or I should say most time zones. Unless you're in the United States, most of the time zones have already gotten, or South America, or Canada. But most other time zones have already gotten Christmas already. But that does mean you're watching this at like the middle of the night or Christmas morning. Let's see. And we will still be streaming Christmas night. We'll have a super special code as well. And then Thursday will be our final stream of the year. we should have almost all of our brown kills by now. Let's see, will this set finish it? It'll come close. We need 22 more brown kills. So I might need one more set after this set. You're still looking for fun teams. You're not in a guild yet or anything. You took it at kind of like Magic or Pokemon and building decks. Still new. Yeah, you got to build a lot of creative decks when you're first starting out. I do advise joining a basic guild though. Even if you plan on not communicating or contributing to them at all, you still get some free things from your guild for doing absolutely nothing. If you join like an ultra casual guild that still has like a bunch of people in it, you'll gain stuff for free without even doing anything. Also, you can't get seals unless you're in a guild. And that alone is a reason to be in a guild. It's highly advised to always be in a guild. Even if you have no intention on ever doing anything with them. And you can always just find a better guild at any time. Hello, Haley! Merry Christmas Eve! Also, I mentioned how this guy might be slightly annoying and start increasing the amount of time for this delve. I mean, for this kingdom. However, I have not seen him revive on 25% chance a single time yet. So we've been getting pretty lucky. I haven't been farming too much since then. I think I've only farmed Explorer for about 2 or 3 hours since he was added as of Monday. However, yeah, I still haven't seen him revive a single time. It's going to be even less likely in about 2 weeks from now, because 4 more troops will exist in this kingdom. As of this current moment in time, none of which will have an annoying trait. However, that could change before then. Oh, is Key Lime still streaming? I know he was when we started streaming. Didn't realize he was still streaming. He's going for a while then. Because he's been streaming since we started streaming and is still streaming now. He must be doing his Christmas stream tonight, maybe. Rather than tomorrow. Okay, that makes sense. We'll grab that. And a Scorpio skill. Grab our chest and one more set to go. Let's see how many more kills do we need? Yep, we need... Wait, we didn't get a single brown kill in any of that? How on earth did we get no brown kills? Yeah, we need 22 more kills. For brown specifically. There we go, there's 2 browns. Wait, how can we not get a brown kill? There's automatically a mythic. Oh. We might not have gotten... No, we got a chest. If we got a chest, we would have gotten one. Weird. Because the only mythic from this place is brown. Sometimes it glitches out, though. Oh, was that 12? I must have just misread it then. My sleep schedule has been all over the place. Actually, once vacation comes back, it'll probably help reset my sleep schedule. So I feel like I'll oversleep some days. Especially since I won't be bringing an alarm clock with me. There's only so much room in a bag. I did get a bigger bag, though. Because I needed one for the new laptop. Because my little laptop case was for 17.3 inch. And this is for 15.3 inch. The bag is much, much nicer. We're doing the same Explorer. Yeah, I believe he uses the Rowan team, though, not the Scorpius team. I believe he uses the Rowan or Skea Shield team. Which is really good if you're looking for a cheap, cheapest option for it. Because it requires no mythics. And most of the components for it are obtainable from kingdoms. The only big issue with it is it's slower than this. Oh, even if you're playing the game for fun, it is highly advised to join a guild. Just because it makes it slightly easier to progress. And even if you're not planning on being super competitive, you can't even get seals unless you're in a guild. Like, there's certain resources that are completely locked from you if you're not in a guild. Okay, there it goes. Finally. That's not a good thing. But there's the revive I was talking about. That slows down the battle by about 15 to 20 seconds every time it happens. And that was a new feature that was added as of today. Or, not really a feature, but almost a lack thereof. But it slows down by about 15 to 20 seconds per time it happens. It can even cost you the battle if you're not careful. That one we almost just lost on. Gigantic fail. Is Vosh clear the unit poison? What do you mean by that? I'm not sure what you mean. I don't think Voshtagon has Dispel on him. It's one of the reasons that he's worse than what's his name? Than Black Beast. He doesn't have Dispel, so he doesn't get rid of barrier and stuff like that off your allies. I'm not sure what you mean by that. He has immune to poison, if that's what you're referring to. But yeah, he curses on 4 times 5 times. As his ability. Or not on 4 times 5 times, he does it on poison. I mean, he does it on brown. Whenever he takes a brown, he does a curse. And he's immune to poison, so you could use him as an anti-poison troop. If that's what you're referring to. There we go, there's 100 gems. Okay, nice. What's our gem stack at right now? 25,802, not too bad. But yeah, he curses on Brown. It's why you use him with Iron Gut. You normally use him with Mountain Crusher, Iron Gut, Voshtagon, and one other option. It's one of the only few things you end up using him for. But I'm not sure what you're trying to refer to with the poison thing. Because nothing about him is poison related. He devours an ally. However, it will not devour if they have immune to devour, nor if they have barrier. Black Beast will devour them if they have barrier. He will not. So do be wary of that. And then it summons a random daemon if an ally is devoured. So basically, if you devour something, it'll end up doing a daemon. Which means you could double summon if they have another summon on your team. That applies on death. However, if you don't, it'll just replace the troop that you just devoured with a random daemon. Keep in mind that daemon could have impervious though, meaning you can't devour it then. Then deals some scatter damage of true damage to all enemies. And that's boosted on the life of the thing that he targets. Or sorry, it's boosted by his life. Wait. I always thought it was boosted by the target's life. Oh, never mind. Duh. It is boosted by his life, but it boosts based on the target's life because he devours it. Duh. Yeah, that makes sense. I forget if that boost ratio takes effect after the fact. I believe it does. I actually completely forgot off the top of my head now. But yeah, duh, that's why it's based on his life. Because he actually does gain the, obviously he's devouring something, so he gains the life benefit of whatever he's devouring. And of course, he has some really good traits. He actually has some of the best traits of any troop in the game. The only problem is his ability is pretty lackluster for 24 mana cost. But he has 25% spell reduction, impervious, curse on brown, and has devour. And that on paper sounds really good. The only problem is everything else about his ability combined with its mana cost is bad. But he has some of the best traits in the entire game in combination. It's just very rarely is it actually useful, just because Iron Gut's currently the only thing really in the game where it has really good synergy with at the moment. They might eventually find its way into some kind of true damage team, but based on true damage teams that currently exist, it doesn't have too good of a synergy, but it might into the future. Oh yes, Voshtagon can disable poison immunity. That is true. There's quite a few things that you can do to disable poison immunity. Obsidious is also pretty good for it too, assuming they're not running an impervious thing. However, one thing you do always have to look out for with Scorpius team and instant kill teams or anything like that, are the 6 kingdoms that have the Doom. I forget which ones those are. However, the easiest way to go find them is these 6. If you just type in Doom here underneath troops, I believe it shows all 6. So the kingdoms you want to always avoid is Shentang, Bladed Lands, Glacial Peak, Suncrest, Bright Forest, and Droxzoom. The main reason you want to avoid these is these are extremely annoying troops to have to kill because they have Invulnerable, which has immune to poison, has immune to devour, has immune to instant kill. Basically every quick kill option you have available other than Skull Spam, they have immune to. That or really high spell damage. So you generally want to avoid doing any of those 6 kingdoms just because you can't use the more traditional instant kill methods. So you can't use Zugoff, you can't use Iron Gut, you can't use Scorpius, anything like that. will not work on any of those 6 kingdoms, because even if you use Curse, it doesn't affect Invulnerable. With Impervious, you can still just use Curse and overwrite them all. But those 6 kingdoms you always want to avoid when power leveling things. Those 6 will always be off the table, just because there's currently no way to counter Indestructible, unless you just do really high spell damage, which for doing Explore 12 is not a viable way of doing it. You could do Skull Spam, but that tends to be slower than instant kill methods. Unless it's an instant kill Skull Spam team like Zugoff, but you can't instant kill that thing. Merry Christmas to Karel, welcome! Yeah, I am streaming pretty late. Well, we're heading off right now. I'm just wrapping up if anyone else doesn't have any other questions. But yep, we'll be back tomorrow, 2 hours prior to now, for Christmas Day. Though I know some people you already have Christmas, but tomorrow is our actual Christmas Day stream. So yeah, we'll be back soon, tomorrow night, 2 hours prior to now tomorrow. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. I will catch you guys soon, and yeah, enjoy the holiday. Merry Christmas, and goodbye, everyone, and good night. And feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed the stream. Helps out a lot. Goodbye, everyone!